Hello, welcome to Flower Juice. My name's John McDonald, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. Now, normally we do commercial pieces or artistic pieces, and today's piece is really going to be under the concept of peace. Now, there's a lot going on in the world just now, and I think we'd all like to live in a world that's peaceful. So today's design is really just going to show that we can make something that we can use to express our feelings, to show emotion, and to bring an opportunity for us to just, create something with our mind and bring something together, and to show our support for people who might be suffering anywhere in the world. So this arrangement is going to use a few different elements. I've got some beautiful fasciated willow. I've got this nice piece of wood that I'm going to use in this pot. I've also been doing quite a lot of work in my garden, so I've got quite a lot of rusted metal that's really kind of corroded and had it. I've also got a few dried palms or grass seeds. This material here is the material that you would use if you were plastering or rendering a wall. So it really goes underneath that and binds it all together to stop any movement. And my other main thing are going to be some of the freeze-dried roses. So I've got some in yellow and blue. And just to mount these, what I've actually done is I've used a piece of card with a piece of foam in front of it, with some of this material there, and I've then pinned through the back to catch our roses. So rather than gluing them, the pinning worked really, really well. So I've really just created this little piece that is quite catching. So in a way, we can just add this as one piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the cameras so that we get two side angles, and I'm going to work from the front rather than standing here. So hopefully you can really see how we put this arrangement together. I don't know how it's going to be. It's very much a case of we've got materials and let's see what we can create with them. So let's get started. Apologies if I get in the way, but I will try and stay back so that you can see what I'm doing. What we've got is we've got a really good pot, which has got a little bit of weight in it, and I've put a stone in it just because this doesn't quite sit flat. So if I put that in there, it tends to pull forward and not sit the way I want it. So we'll put a stone in, and that's making it sit up a bit. So the first thing I really want to do is actually attach this piece. So as I was saying, what I did was I used a piece of cardboard, this little bit of black foam just because it's black. That created a nice backdrop for adding the mesh, because I've only got one of these roses. And then really just used pins through all that just to support the roses. So we've not glued them, we've not damaged them. It's perfect, really. So what I would like this to do, I would like this to sit maybe up about here. And we could have this down here, but I think this is actually quite interesting, this area there. So if we can get the flowers to sit here, that would be perfect. Now, what I did notice with this bit of wood is there's a little knot. And as it's rotted, it might even be, it's as if someone's put a nail through that. And I'm able to put a little bit of wire just behind. And we can just use that wire just to attach our panel here. So this is good, and we won't really see that. What I've done is I've just tucked that wire behind for the moment. We might use it, we might need it. So if I get rid of it in some way, then we're losing that opportunity to reuse it. So we'll not cut that off at the moment. Yeah, this is kind of important to get that to sit the way I want it. So the next thing then is really the metal. Now, this is just from the garden. As I say, it was on an old shed in the roof. I've been working on changing the roof, so what we'll do is we'll create a bit of interest with our metal. Now, I'm not even sure how this is going to sit, because at the end of the day, it's quite abstract in the sense that we're just using what we have and how best to use it. So that's worked really quite nicely. There is a danger as well that we can use too much of something, so let's not overdo it. But this is giving us lots and lots of texture, which is just super. Now, as well, I'm not worrying about this dirt that's landing on our base. The base is really creating like a frame that it all sits on. What I thought was nice with these willows is they've got absolutely beautiful line. So what we can do is we can pick up on this line that we've got here and start to go again to the side with some more. Now this isn't going into foam, so these will dry. And we could also add water into here, that's not a problem. Bring this forward. Yeah, so I think we want to have this kind of here would be great, because it's going to start to capture some space. I know this looks like a bit of a problem, but when you're making something that's not a standard thing, then ultimately this is when you need to be able to look at things, step back and go, is it good, is it not good, am I happy with this, do I want to change something? That's really the whole point of creating something kind of free, is that it's testing your eye and allowing you to look at the opportunities and maybe change them. Maybe you suddenly find that you can do something that makes an interesting feature. So like this is broken in a couple of places, but we can use it and just add another line into our design. Quite like it when we're seeing it more from the side. Yeah. Now, I would quite like this to sit forward a wee bit, so we can use that wire at the back, just bring it through and it will hold it a little bit. And we could even do a little something as a spacer at the back. So just a little bit of tissue or something that creates a little bit of lift there. Yeah, that's good. That's better, should I say. So as I say, arranging flowers is a very personal thing. It's something that we do to celebrate so many things. so many feelings, and they can be happy or sad. And we can use flower arranging to really express our emotions, our sadness and our happiness. And that can be quite therapeutic, but also I think it's quite important. So through flowers we can work through some of our own thoughts, but we can show solidarity and express a feeling that we can share with people across the world, wherever they are and whatever situation they're in. Now we could put that little rose in there. I think the danger with that is it gets a little bit busy. I like this empty space. If I was going to do anything, maybe just put the rose to the back there. So, I think, looking back, we've got a good base, we've got nice interest with the metal, we've got some lovely shapes with our willow, we've got a bit of a contrast with this one, and I'd like to add just a little bit of these grasses as well. So, these were just from the garden last year, and they're just dry. But they're interesting, and we could have them a way out. This is actually quite a big design, but I think keeping it in is interesting. Now there's a danger here that if we add materials and we keep going, it can get a little bit busy and we start to lose areas that are quite interesting and quite nice. So we just need to keep that in mind, that sometimes less is more. We don't want so little that something's boring, but we want it not to get clouded with too much material. So, this is our design. I hope I've not been in the way. So this is our finished design. We've got hopefully an interesting display that really expresses an emotion and a hope for peace. We've used just materials that we've got, and we've created something that's quite a good size and is quite eye-catching. So I know we normally do arrangements that are quite commercial, but they don't have to be. We can really use flowers to express how we feel. So I really wish peace for everyone, and hope you've enjoyed today's video. We have a new video every week, and we would love you to join us for future videos. But until then, stay safe and take care.